Hello everyone, this is Revati working as an assistant professor in the Department of Information Technology from SNS College of Technology. Yes, in our today case study, we are going to see about address resolution protocol, that is nothing but ARP, which is under the computer network subject. Before moving to the main problem statement, we have to know about what is in the ARP and why we are going for ARP. In order to data communication efficiently in the local area network. So here we are using some important terms like IP addresses, MAC addresses and protocol. Can anyone tell me about what is meant by IP address?
Yes, ma'am. So activation of IP address is Internet protocol. It is a unique address. It is denoted in decimals.
Okay, the unit of IP address is octets. It is separated by dot. It is also called as dotted decimal. You can convert this IP address into binary notations by using 2 power 7 to power 0 like that. Okay, what is meant by MAC address? Can anyone tell me?
MAC address medium access control provided by the manufacturer is logical address.
Yes, here what we are doing is how to map this IP address, that means physical address of the system into logical address of the device. Here the ARP is doing this work. Then what is the protocol?
Protocol is a set of tools that allows two or more devices to communicate and exchange data over the network.
Yes, good. Then we can move to the main problem statement of today's case study. Can anyone tell me what is the problem statement of today's case study? Already we know that the computers can communicate using the IP addresses and MAC addresses in the network. Here also we are using the same addresses for communication, but in the local area network, we can communicate using MAC addresses, no need of IP addresses here. But actually device know about the destination IP addresses. Then here we have to convert this IP address into MAC addresses, right? Then by this we are moving to the ARP. To solve this above problem, we are using address resolution protocol for overcoming this problem in the network.
The activation of IP address is Internet protocol. So it is a physical address. It's also a unique address. It is denoted in decimals.
Yes, good.
For understanding the problem statement, let's take an office. Here, lot of systems, printers, everything are connected in local area network. So, if an employee wants to print a document, the system will know only the printer's IP address. It does not know the MAC address. But MAC address is very important to transfer data within a local area network. So, here to solve this problem, we are using ARP. What it does is, it converts the IP address into MAC address so that the systems can communicate easily.
Yes, here before going to the printer, you have to install that printer into the system by using its IP addresses, and also how to map that IP address into MAC addresses in order to print the data. Yes, can anyone tell me what is the overview of today's case study?
An overview of ARP stands for address resolution protocol. It is used to map the IP address to the MAC address in the local network. Each device are pointed to the network with the unique MAC address. When the device wanted to communicate with another device, but they only have IP address, ARP is used to find the corresponding MAC address. These process called as the address resolution protocol.
Yes, good. All the protocols are working based on client-server model. Already we know that. What is meant by client, what is meant by server. Client will send the request data to the server. Server will retrieve that request reply message to the user. This is the based on client-server model. Can anyone tell me what is meant by ARP request message?
ARP request message. So if the client needed to take a printout, the printer sends the computer sends the data to the printer, cache memory to check whether the MAC address is available. If the MAC address is not available, then it sends an request message overall by broadcast.
One or more senders can send messages or signals, and one or more receivers can receive it. Example,
Yes. Can anyone tell me how the reply message is processing in ARP?
ARP address. In same IP address, it can consist more details. It consists of printing MAC address. It allows the computer to explain itself.
Yes, this is how the reply message is happening in the ARP. The next is all the protocol is having some security issues and importance. Let's discuss about the security issues of ARP.
Although ASP is essential for communication, it has some security issues. The main common problem is that ARP poisoning. In this, a malicious device sends some fake ARP text to another device predicting to be a device. This causes interruption of data, man in the middle attack, etc. To prevent this, they use an efficient tools and techniques.
Yes, next is the importance of ARP.
is the fundamental protocol in the IPv4. Enable device in the same network. It is used to communicate efficiently. Some key uses in the ARP. Communicate between the computer and the router, and communicate between the router and the printer. Network troubleshooting. Then efficient in the data packets delivery. Without ARPs, the devices would not be enabled to identify the current MAC address and communicate in the network is failed.
Okay, let me conclude this case study. The overall ARP is plays a crucial role in translating the IP addresses to the MAC addresses in the local area network. Here what we discussed is one device wants to print that data using printer. The printer will be connected using its IP addresses with the system, but for printing the user have to know the MAC address of the printer. Here the ARP is used to translate the MAC address of the IP address of the printer into MAC address in order to print the user data. I hope this case study will explain how the ARP is working for translating this IP address into MAC address in the real world scenario.